Welcome to the 2017 RC44 Championship Tour. This season, 9 high-performance carbon one-design racing yachts have been fighting it out for this prestigious championship. There's been top competition taking place at some of the most iconic sailing venues around the globe. The 2017 RC44 season started in Sotogrande, Spain, where owner and helm Chris Bake, with his team Aqua, executed perfect crew work and boat handling in the big waves and strong winds. With Cameron Appleton calling tactics, their consistent performances all week launched the team into first place overall with a 3-point cushion. We then followed the tour to its second stop, Sardinia, for the RC44 Porto Cup, where Alexander Novoselov and Katusha got the victory and their first podium finish of the year. After Porto, we got the chance to witness some of the closest fought racing in the RC44's 11-year history at the 2017 RC44 World Championships in Marstrand, Sweden. After some dominant performances across the 4 days of competition, Vladimir Prasikin and Team Nika, with Terry Hutchinson calling the tactics, won their second world title with a race to spare. There was much celebration as they regained the trophy that they won in 2015. In this episode, we join the fleet in Cascais, Portugal, famous amongst the sailors for its perfect racing conditions. It was the penultimate event before the teams moved to the Canary Islands and to the Marina Lanzarote for the closing event of the 2017 series and the crowning of this season's champions. A favourite amongst the RC44 crews, the fleet returned to Cascais, Portugal for a 6th consecutive year. As the last but one stop on the 2017 series, the teams were keen to get some last-minute, vital points on the board prior to the season's grand finale.
It's a windy place, it's an ocean, it's very emotional and very beautiful. It's a great club here and great support, very nice city. Everything is good, including food and staying.
With only 2 points separating the top 5 boats in the overall 2017 RC44 Championship, every race start was critical for the teams. Choosing the right position on the line was crucial, and it can often be the difference between winning and losing a race. For the RC44 Cascais Cup, legendary Emirates Team New Zealand tactician Ray Davis was back on board Nico Poon's Charisma.
Starting is very important in this fleet. If you get off the line with clear air, you're going to be in the top group. All of the boats are putting a lot of effort into starting, and you're allowed to use some software on the boats now. So there's a lot of accuracy in the starts, And you can see the teams that have been doing it for a while, they have very good boat handling and they work together really well in the last 30 seconds.
There's always little things which you can improve. Mind you, I'm an amateur and I do this for fun, but I'm not a professional. But you're surrounded with all kinds of professionals. It is more running an organization, and by coincidence, you're also sailing.
After the start, the second most important spot on the racecourse is the first mark. Taking a wrong decision here or not being brave enough to hold your line rounding the top mark could be costly.
You know, I think what's so good about this class is how even all the boats are.
First swimmer mark in this fleet is pretty tough because at the moment all 9 boats are arriving at the top in pretty much the same time, so you've got to be really careful with pushing it too hard. You're fighting there for every metre all the way in, and hopefully you're going to get round in the top 3, top 4.
It's really close, and if you don't set yourself up correctly going in, then you can have a lot of trouble.
The first mark is a nightmare. You go there and you need to start praying. You know, you need to position your boat in the proper way, but not always is working. It's a combination also of a little bit of luck, just the right path, the right lift, just to get that mark.
There were 4 action-packed days of fierce competition in Cascais. Each race saw a different winner, and with mixed results for all, it was Slovenian Igor La and his team CREF who held a slender lead going into the final day. But with strong results in the final 3 races of the event, Alexander Novosilov's Katusha, despite some technical issues, claimed the RC44 Cascais Cup by just 1 point. Third went to Nico Poon's Charisma, Ray Davis enjoying his first podium finish of 2017.
So it was a really good job, team job, I would say. Not always lucky. We lost our spinnaker. We did several mistakes, false starts and broaching and everything. But the guys were really, eager to win. It's very nice to feel.
Highlight of the event is going downwind in the massive waves offshore here in Cascais. It's tons of fun blasting along and making these boats go so fast.
Thank you very much. See you again.
After the Cascais Cup, 4 out of the 9 teams were in a position to claim the 2017 championship title. With all 9 teams capable of reaching the podium, it could hardly be closer as the fleet moved to the Canary Islands and to the stylish new Marina Lanzarote for the final event of 2017. The Calero Marinas have been a regular winter destination for the RC44 fleet over the years. They've hosted 4 regattas and 3 World Championships between 2010 and 2013. This event in Lanzarote was the team's last shot at the 2017 title, so the teams were hoping for some good performances to end the season on a high.
This is a very important event, like the World was, because unfortunately you cannot discard the Worlds and the last event of the season.
Heading into Lanzarote, Katusha and Team CREF were tied at the top of the championship leaderboard on equal points. But with 4 teams chasing them hard and the points so close, the smallest mistakes could ruin their chances.
The reason we've got the golden wheels is because we've been sailing well this season, and we have our We're confident in how we sail the boat, how we get the best out of the team, and you know, if you like, the pressure is on the other guys in some respects. You know, we believe in ourselves, and you know, we believe we can win this regatta. We believe we can sail well, and if we do that at this regatta, we keep doing all the things right, then usually that works.
With only one training day and one day of practice racing before the season finale got underway, the pressure was on the teams to quickly adapt themselves and their boats to the racing conditions which are unique to the Lanzarote racecourse.
Yeah, with the limited training in the 44 class, it means you've got to prioritise how you look at day one of your training and, you know, just the way you set up. And so we set ourselves some goals, and then we looked at the forecast and said, okay, this is probably what we need to work on and what we can work on in those days leading up. And we didn't have Chris here, so we had to kind of readjust our plan to focus on the team aspect to be in the best shape for when Chris arrived, he could slot in. And so we felt really good about the way we trained here and the goals that we met. And we had a good training partner in Katusha, and they really, we helped each other a lot.
With the competition getting ever closer and as the season neared its conclusion, we're getting more and more fierce, keeping the jury on their toes. They have to make sure that racing is as fair as possible.
The rule of the jury in the RC44, I think, is different from the standard duty in other classes, because we try to do as much as possible all the decision on the water.
The fleet has sometimes small problems on the water. They break some rules, but they respect each other. There are no breakdowns between boats, no collisions. They really are friends.
I think all of them are quite good separating the racing to the rest.
And when we give the penalties, they get upset sometimes, but on the water for a moment, and then we have a good discussion afterwards, and as long as the rules are clear, they enjoy the experience, and so do we.
On day one, the key to success was mastering the tricky conditions. Very light winds paired with an Atlantic swell required careful negotiation from the crews. Chris Bake's Team Aqua finished the day ahead, but only just, with 6 points separating them from the 8th place team.
Well, it's really challenging, and as you've seen, there are no really rookies on the course. So every boat, all the teams are capable of winning races, and you'll see that on the time distance at the first top mark. It's really close.
While on day one there was no standout crew, on day two, John Bassadone's Peninsula Petroleum had the bit between her teeth. They closed the day leading the fleet, despite having a change of helm. Alfredo Morales stood in for John Bassadone, who arrived in Lanzarote just in time to compete in and win race 2.
Big waves with not that much wind, so obviously it's tough to make sure you keep the boat going, and yeah, it's just a lot tougher. But you know, with good feedback from Vasco and from Oli on the main, and you know, helping me along, which is good.
We have a quite clear idea what we want to do during today, and not always happen like that. And I think that the owners today did an amazing job driving the boat very, very nicely, and it's easy for me to hold tactics with this kind of approach on the boat.
At the end of day 2, Chris Bake's Aqua had dropped from 1st to 3rd, whilst Team Nika recovered some lost ground and climbed 1 place to 2nd. Two-time series world champion Vladimir Prosikin brought in reinforcements for this season's finale. From New Zealand, the America's Cup legend Dean Barker was calling the tactics on the Russian boat.
sailed with Team Nika in 2015. We won the World Championships in Cascais and had good results. The team won the season, which was fantastic, and so I know the team members really well. And Vladimir steers the boat very well. The speed normally is very good, and so after 2 days of racing, yeah, I've made a few mistakes, but it's been really enjoyable to get back racing in the RC44. It is stressful, but it's not as well. Team Nika's had a very strong year, winning the World Championships, and but currently in the overall for the season, we're 3 points behind both Katusha and CREF, so it's very difficult to climb all that back in one event. We're also tied with points with Gazprom. It's a difficult position that we're in, but if we have a very good event and good finish here, then there's a chance to move up, and so it's a good challenge to have, and it's very exciting to be able to come here and hopefully be able to step up the rankings.
Vladimir Prasikin has been an avid supporter of the RC44 class since he got hooked on the competitive racing in 2011. He was also the man to introduce the RC44 to Kirill Frolov, one of the two owners of Brunner-Nosek sailing team. Frolov took the helm of the Russian boat for the first time at the start of this season.
6 years ago, I was in Mastrand and I was a guest of RC44. It was one race with Nika, with Vladimir Prasikin. And then it started to be a dream for me, RC44. And this season, it's a good chance for me. Thanks for Vladimir Lubomirov. He gave me a chance to participate, to be helmsman, co-owner of this super professional team. Biggest surprise for me because we won 2 races, the champagne, and it was a big surprise. We was very motivated for win. Me, RC44, it's not only sports of physical pressure, something. It's like business because you have 7 professionals plus short team. Same problem like in my business life. I try to use my experience, sport experience in business life and business experience in the sport life.
Back on the water, and for the next 2 days, light, shifty wind conditions made fair racing impossible. So finally the scores remained unchanged, with Peninsula Petroleum and John Bassadone claiming their first victory of the year.
We're very happy with obviously the result, but also the way that we've been sailing. The good thing is we get another chance to come back here in a couple of months, so can't wait for the next race already.
The greatest battle, and one that has continued throughout the year, is the fight for the 2017 championship title. Katusha, Team CREF, Team Nika and Brunner-Nosek sailing team have fought hard all season, with all of them still in contention heading into this final event. Second place in Lanzarote wasn't enough though for Team Nika to recover her 4-point deficit on Team CREF, and Igor Lars' team went on to claim the annual RC44 Championship title for a second consecutive year.
I must say I'm really happy. We had 5 great regattas. It paid out that we were consistent at each one, and that's then the final result. Last year we had a really great year. This year was also extremely well. So we hope that we will somehow continue our series.
I'm happy with my results this year because I believe it's what we deserve, and we sailed this regatta quite well, and I really appreciate it. And great crew work and good boat speed, so it's some work of people you don't often see, like your coach, like your sailmaker. We just made one mistake, but very costly, because we were leading in the second race and finished 9th.
Great year for us. We did well and we were fighting a lot, very tight competition each time. We're really happy to be on the podium. We're a bit sad that we didn't sail for the last 2 days. That was like, you know, very push in the morning and then a bit, yeah. But otherwise the place is great. They say it's one of the best places for sailing.
At the prize giving in Marina Lanzarote, owner Igor Lar was presented with his trophy, including a custom RC44 H1 Iceberg 2 HYT watch from the founder and inventor of the exclusive Swiss watch brands.
HYT is the unique and first brand in the world using liquids in order to show the time. It is a performance to do that, and that's the same for RC44. It's also really a performance class with exceptional sailors, exceptional teams. So we are together because of having the same playground, which is liquid, and having the same passion for the excellence and the performance, I guess. So globally, very happy with RC44 and the collaboration.
It's been a memorable year for the RC44 fleet. We've seen the competition on the water between the 9 teams reach its highest level, whilst onshore friendships were forged between the owners and some of the world's top sailors, all in the most iconic sailing venues in Europe.
My view about the RC44 is that each owner has his own story and love story with sailing. We have different kind of owner, successful business persons being active in different fields, like petroleum, glass, bank, etc., etc. And what I see is that for the owner, my observation coming frequently on the races, I see these very important people spending 1 week to be like teenager or like men playing really and having fun, racing together, and that's fantastic, frankly. And I guess the class has a future because of that.
Considered as one of the strategically toughest regattas, the RC44 Championship Tour will return in 2018 with more action and even higher level of competition. And also Hugues Lepig and his team Aleph will be fighting amongst the rest of the teams for the prestigious trophy.
Lepig is a nice fellow, actually, with very interesting and unusual sense of humor, and like shrewd man, and he's a part of honest community, and like very well at part. And Aleph was a good boat. He will sail with Michele Ivaldi, and I'm sailing the whole season of Melges 20 with Michele in 2018, so we'll have a lot in common. I think he'll sail with Quantum Sails, and that makes us stick together because we'll share sailmaker and probably sometimes we'll train together. Also with Michele, I'm in very, very good and close relations. So he's very welcome, actually. It's very nice to have him back here.
hockey, I played tennis, but that was so long ago, and sailing I kept on going. And also the people involved in it. It's a special kind in the end. Huh? You like it or you don't. Well, I happen to like it.
Film published.